Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning into these videos. In this video, I wanted to read the book of Job 41, where it talks about Leviathan, and how in these last days, the Heavenly Father is going to unleash Leviathan onto Esau Edom's military, and specifically his naval fleet. In that day, Esau is going to learn that one of his titles is the Lord of Hosts, and why he was called Alashaidia, which means terrible demon-like power, because he's going to be met at every step of the way with his military, and he's going to be outmatched. Not even speaking about the chariots, but right here in this video, I'm going to go more into detail of Leviathan, which is basically the biggest beast of the sea, and he's not going to be able to put a hook in his mouth or take him down, because Esau Edom, with all his might and glory, he's not able to go down to the depths of the sea. He's not able to reach the heavens. He's not able to count all the stars or the sands of the sand, or the grains of the sand. He has bounds that he cannot pass. And one of those bounds that he cannot pass is being able to tame Leviathan, because no one down here is able to do that except for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because he created those beasts for specific purposes. And I want to start off by reading here in Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And Leviathan is going to appease that wrath, specifically in that ocean, going up against Esau Edom's naval fleet. And as proud as this devil is with his military might, he's not going to be able to beat this beast, Leviathan, because it goes into the book of Job 41 that no one is able to do that. And Leviathan, boats are his playthings. And I want to read this here in Job 14 and 5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass." So, like I said, Esau Edom, with all his might, he's not able to go down to the depths of the sea or go into the heavens and the skies. So what makes you think that he's going to be able to outmatch Leviathan? And so we're going to read here in the book of Job 41, and all the specific details of what this creature has. So as Job 41 and 1, "Canst thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Canst thou put an hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever?" So Esau Edom, he has these zoos and aquariums. He's able to capture smaller things. But one thing that's actually known is that Esau Edom can't keep a shark in a habitation. He can't catch a shark and put it in a fish tank. Because a shark's, the way they live is they need that open ocean. So Esau Edom, if he can't capture a shark and do that, what makes you think he's able to do that to Leviathan? So continuing on, it says, verse 5, "Wilt thou play with him as with a bird, or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens? Shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the merchants? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Lay thine hand upon him, remember the battle, do no more. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? None is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me?" And with all of Esau Edom's pride, he actually thinks that he can go up against the Heavenly Father, the Lord of Hosts himself. And so what he doesn't understand is that he's going to be met with utter destruction, and all those creatures, even the chariots, are going to put him down. because they're going to appease that wrath of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And he really thinks, he imagines this vain thing that he's going to succeed after this. But he doesn't understand that there's a bound that he's not going to be able to pass. He's going to be utterly destroyed, both land and sea and air. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to start at verse 10 again. It says, "None is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? Who hath prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Who can discover the face of his garment, or who can come to him with his double girdle?" And as I mentioned recently, Esau Edom is not able to go down to the depths of the sea. Like, it took him years to even just go down to the Mariana Trench, only to find some plastic bags down there. But he's not able to build a submarine or like a boat that's able to go down to the deepest parts of the ocean. Every time he gets further down there, he's met with another type of opposition. Whether it's a type of pressure or a temperature problem, all of his submarines have failed. Like recently, a few months back, they had that submarine with all those billionaires. It was destroyed. Letting you know that Esau Edom, he has bounds that he cannot pass. So he's not going to be able to meet him until that time where Leviathan meets him. So verse 14 again, it says, "Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. His scales are his pride, shut up together as with a closed seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. They are joined one to another, they stick together that they cannot be sundered. By his neesings a light doth shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out." And one depiction that you see in media is that creature Godzilla. They make a lot of movies about Godzilla, and he's just toppling buildings and destroying things, and nothing can stop him. And so Leviathan's pretty much like Godzilla. And it speaks about how in Leviathan he's able to shoot fire out of his mouth. And when you read that, you like to think about Godzilla. And that's exactly what the Heavenly Father has in store for Esau Edom. You watch any of these Godzilla movies, you understand that Godzilla cannot be beaten. He's always going to destroy whatever's in front of him. And Esau Edom, with all his might, tanks, naval bases, they're just in the way of Godzilla. So I'm going to read this again in verse 19. It says, "Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out." So he's able to shoot fire from his mouth. And this is nothing of a fantasy. This is actually written in the scriptures. And the Heavenly Father was describing this to Job. So this is not out of the realm of possibility that a creature can actually have that capability. And so verse 20, it says, "Out of his nostrils goeth smoke, as out of a seething pot of cauldron. His breath kindled coals, and a flame goeth out of his mouth. In his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together, they are firm in themselves, they cannot be moved." So with all these ballistic missiles and bullets, when they're going to try to shoot him, they're not going to lay a scratch on Leviathan, because he's literally built in a certain way that nothing is able to scratch him. There's no way that you could put a hook in his mouth. You can't tame Leviathan. Verse 24, it says, "His heart is as firm as a stone, yea, as hard as a piece of the nether millstone. When he raiseth up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breakings, they purify themselves." In that day, Esau Edom is going to be afraid, because he's going to see that nothing that he has in his arsenal is going to be able to scratch Leviathan. Verse 26 says, "The sword of him that layeth at him cannot hold, the spear, the dart, nor the harbingen. He esteemeth iron as straw, and brass as rotten wood. The arrow cannot make him flee. Slingstones are turned with him into stubble. Darts are counted as stubble. He laugheth at the shaking of a spear. Sharp stones are under him. He spreadeth sharp pointed things upon the mire. He maketh the deep to boil like a pot. He maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. He maketh a path to shine after him. One would think the deep to be hoary. And if you watch those Godzilla movies, that actually is like the ending of most of them, where he just walks through a city, and then when he goes back into the ocean, the water boils around him. So like when you look at these movies of Godzilla, you can see that they got a lot of their ideas from the scriptures, because this creature, Leviathan, actually exists. This is not fantasy. This is actually something that the Heavenly Father created and is going to unleash in these last days. And verse 33, it reads, upon earth there is not his like, who is made without fear. He beholdeth all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride. So this is what we have to look forward to when we're seeing Esau's demise, because he's going to be met at every step of the way. There's not going to be no stone unturned. Esau, Edom is going to be destroyed, land, sea, and air. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Ladash, Shalom Akim.